It also was important for my wholeness and my well-being to know that I could, enjoy my daughter's first few years. And so I thought, okay, I'm definitely going to continue serving people in health. And so I'm also the health and wellness ministry director at my local church. And so I knew that I was going to continue to serve people in that capacity. But COVID really allowed for me to see the need for people, specifically moms, that wanted to find an additional avenue of income, that wanted to supplement and to not live paycheck to paycheck anymore, because that's also something that contributes to your level of health.
Welcome to the Radiant Mom Rising, the podcast that's all about celebrating and empowering the incredible hardworking mothers out there. I'm your host, Mary Dibble. I'm on a mission to equip you with the tools, strategies, and inspiration you need to conquer the challenges of motherhood and life, all while embracing your radiant self. Join us each week for amazing guest interviews, relatable stories, and a whole lot of fun. We're here to create a vibrant, supportive community where we can be our authentic selves, where no one feels alone, and where we uplift and cheer each other on along this incredible journey of motherhood. So, fellow Radiant Moms, get ready to rise, shine, and conquer the world. Let's grow together, laugh together, and make every week a celebration of the powerful, radiant moms we are. This is Radiant Mom Rising, and you're part of a community where your brilliance shines through. Are you ready to rise with us? Let's get started. In this episode, we delve into the beauty of imperfection and how it can lead to a more fulfilling life. Join us as we explore the insights from Natalia's journey on embracing imperfection as a pathway to growth and happiness. Learn practical tips and strategies to apply in your daily life, empowering you to navigate challenges with resilience and confidence. It was such a great conversation. Let's dive in. I have Miss Natalia Lavaggi with me today. Natalia, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
I'm excited to have you. I am so excited for the listeners to get to know you and hear your story. So let us know a little bit about you and what you've been through in life, and that as a mom that's led you to where you are today.
Well, I've been through quite a lot of different things in order to end up where I am today. I have to start off by saying that I'm very grateful for where I've landed, but I know that I'm not done yet. The journey is really just beginning. But I have had a background that it was in health, in beauty industry. So I have a background that I've been in the beauty industry for a little bit over, giving away my age here, but like more than 23 years. Like I started in the beauty industry when I was about 15 years old. So like, and even before I was officially in the industry, I was always playing around with beauty. And so I started off my career as a hairdresser actually, and absolutely love that. And one of the things that I love the most, that even though I'm not in that industry anymore, is that I help to make people feel better about themselves. And it was always from that place of being creative and loving that aspect of it, but I loved knowing that I could help boost somebody's confidence. And so I've taken a lot of those elements into what I do today. And that also allowed for me to build my communication skills. So I'm really grateful for that. So I did that about 7 years, and then I got into broadcast communications. So I dabbled in some broadcasting, and that also helped to further my ability to communicate with people and to listen. And I ended up becoming an educator and a rep for a holistic hair company. And it was during that time, actually, that my personal life and my career basically they came together as far as living a more holistic lifestyle. So in my late teens and into my early 20s, I had struggled a lot with my health. So I had a very poor lifestyle. I wasn't necessarily really taking care of myself. I became addicted to sugar and junk food and just really didn't take care of myself on any level. And so I ended up getting pretty sick and went through the gamut of the traditional medical system, and they really couldn't find what was going on. And to make a really long story short, I had to go the holistic route and truly detoxify my lifestyle and eat better and investigate what it was that I was putting into my body. So that really also affected what I was putting on my body, not I'm starting to eat more organic. I was more aware of like where I was shopping for food and, where I'd go out to eat. And also because I was in the beauty industry, I started to take note of the chemicals that, are found in our skincare and beauty and all of that. And so that really drastically turned my life into really focus on living a lifestyle of wholeness and living a life that really stewarded my body so that I could be well and healthy, not just today, but also in the long term. And so I stayed in that trajectory and I had my first son. And so while I was on mat leave, that's when I started my blog. I'm doing a lot of freelancing and entrepreneurial work. And I ended up also working for an organic skincare company for a few years after that and became a formulator. And it just, all of that just kept making me more and more passionate about informing and educating people about living a healthy lifestyle. And not only just, for the vanity aspect, I think that's benefits, by default, but more so how you feel, your mental health, how it allows for you to show up better for yourself as a mom, and also knowing that you need to be able to pour into yourself so that you can pour into others. And if you're not taking care of your well being, not just with your food, but self care, like how are you feeding your soul? How are you feeding your spirit? How are you taking care of yourself so that you can show up, the best of your ability for the community that you serve? So I started working, like I said, as an entrepreneur freelancing. I started my blog, did some makeup artistry work, and also now, where am I now? 2023. I'm like trying to connect all the dots. It was last year that I really felt a pull, like spiritually, that I needed to be a full time entrepreneur and I needed to work from home because I started to plan having my second child. And I really, after the pandemic and everything that happened, it just really solidified for me with all of the experiences that I've had and the passion more than anything that was innately in me, that I really wanted to empower people to continue to live in wholeness, but also to be independent and autonomous financially and to really have all of my gifts and everything that I've been given to be something that I can serve the community and make a living out of it. So now I'm a full-time entrepreneur. So I help moms and women live a life of wholeness and financial freedom. So I'm a health and business coach for women. So it's a lot, but it has led me to really hone in how it is that I want to show up in the community to serve moms, to serve women. And it gives me so much fulfillment knowing that I can help women live healthy and also become financially free.
I love it. Wonderful. Your journey sounds amazing. I would love to know, how you were able to take that all these different things that you've experienced in life and turn it into what you do now as an entrepreneur, as a health and business coach. What was that like for you as far as that moment where you're like, oh my goodness, this is like my unique purpose?
Hmm. I think it was really just stepping back and reflecting and saying like, okay, instead of doing all of these different things, what are the two main areas that I know that on the drop of a dime I can talk about it, I'm passionate about it, it's fulfilling for me, and that it's changing lives. And from the very first time that I started working, it was always that I wanted to help build confidence. I wanted to help people feel better. And so last year, when I knew that I wanted to, have another child, I knew that I wanted to stay home to spend more time with my family, to not have to work the 9 to 5. And not that that's wrong, but it just wasn't for me anymore. But it also was important for my wholeness and my well being to know that I could, enjoy my daughter's first few years. And so I thought, okay, I'm definitely going to continue serving people in health. And so I'm also the health and wellness ministry director at my local church. And so I knew that I was going to continue to serve people in that capacity. But COVID really allowed for me to see the need for people, specifically moms, that wanted to find an additional avenue of income, that wanted to supplement and to not live paycheck to paycheck anymore, because that's also something that contributes to your level of health. If you're stressing out about money all the time, or you hate your job and you're just showing up because you have to put food on the table, like that's not it. Like that's not, I don't believe, that that's what we're designed to live in. We're not designed to survive. We're designed to thrive. And so the right doors opened at exactly the right time in order for me to be able to hone in on health coaching and also business coaching. And it's beautiful because my business coaching also integrates health and wellness as well.
Yeah, because you're right. They all do work together if you really think about it.
Yeah.
And such an important thing, your emotional well-being, all of that is so, so important on the journey. And I think that's so exciting to see. I keep meeting amazing women like you who have done that, who have created something that was it's just so beautiful and impacts so many other moms, so many other people, by utilizing your uniqueness and what you've learned through your time and different experiences. Because we've all been in different jobs, and there's always something you can learn from it, even if it wasn't like the best type of job in the world. Like I worked at McDonald's as my very first job when I was 15 years old, but that taught me a lot about multitasking, handling money, customer service. I mean, I was a waitress for a while there at one point. Then I went into banking, which taught me. So it's all so neat, the different paths that we go on and the lessons that we can learn to eventually find, well, how can I utilize my skills and my talents to help others improve for themselves and things. So tell us a little bit what it's like if somebody were to work with you, kind of what kind of things do you offer in your services?
Well, in my business coaching, what it is it's high ticket affiliate marketing. And so when people work with me, I coach and I mentor them to be able to acquire an additional stream of income, alongside their 9 to 5, or if people are wanting to get out of their 9 to 5 and go home full time and, be a stay at home mom that's still empowered to be able to contribute to her family. And, living in the times that we're in, the economy is all over the place. Like a lot of people just need that extra revenue. And so I coach people how to be able to acquire an extra 5, 10, 20K or more. And that's so fulfilling. And so I teach people a specific system and blueprint that anybody with, even if you've never done anything online before, even if you've never had a social media platform before, anybody can do this as long as you're coachable, as long as you're teachable, and as long as you have a strong enough why. And that's the most important thing. The people that succeed the most in, working from home and being, full-time entrepreneurs, like their why is strong enough. And you really have to be open to renewing your mind from being an employee to being an entrepreneur. And you have to be open to, being held accountable in a healthy way. And so I hold your hand essentially. I take you step by step. I coach you, help renew your mindset in those ways and encourage you, but also, give you the actual practical tools of what you require and the skills that you need in order to be able to say, hey, like I'm, 10K a month is what I'm doing on a regular basis. And if you're needing, if you're a mom and have struggled to get back into taking care of yourself after having children, God knows after having kids, you're always, pouring out, pouring out, pouring out. And sometimes we get lost in the sauce and we forget to take care of ourselves. And so I help to coach women how to be able to align themselves back to living a life of wellness in spirit, soul, and body, because all of it is encompassing.
Yeah, I love it. That's wonderful. And right now, just so everyone knows who's listening, she's got her little baby with her. And I think that's incredible
Yeah.
because I feel like that's always one of those limiting beliefs and one of those things that stop women is thinking that, oh, I have a newborn, or I have a baby, or I have toddlers. I ain't got the time. There's no way I could make this happen. So share a little bit with somebody out there who might be in that same shoes of like about to have a new baby, or they just had a baby, or
Yeah.
even have little toddlers, encouraging them to show them how you can still make this happen.
Absolutely. I think that is something that I predominantly did this business for, was because I knew that it was going to be sustainable even when I didn't have, 6, 8 hours of free time a day anymore. Like I really only have windows here and there. And it gives me the freedom to be able to spend that little bit of time that I do have to be able to make an income. And so there's really no excuse. I specifically joined this business because so many women that come into this business are moms who have, multiples, who have 2, 3, or even 4 kids, under the age of 10. And so it's very demanding. But because of how, this business works and the system that we leverage, you don't need a lot of time, but we do need to be very focused when you do put the time into it and to be coachable. And that's the number one thing that I keep repeating is that as long as you're able to be mentored and coached, this business meets you where you're at with the skills that you already have. And as long as, again, if your why is important enough, if you want to get out of debt, if you're just, sick and tired of living, paycheck to paycheck, or you're burnt out because your job is so demanding and you don't love it, that's more important than, the skills that you're going to have to learn. As long as you're coachable, teachable, and your why is strong enough, anyone can do this. I literally sometimes have to breastfeed when I'm doing coaching calls. Like there's literally no excuse. And the beautiful thing is that our community is so supportive. Like, a lot of women and moms who are working from home are connected to other moms that are doing exactly the same thing. And so I'm never going to encounter someone who gets offended because I'm like, hey, can you give me 20 seconds? I got to go change my daughter, or like, I'm just going to change the angle of the camera here because she's waking up and I have to breastfeed her. So there's no excuse. And it's so beautiful knowing that, when she's older, that I can share that with her that, mommy was still very attentive to you, but I was still able to, make an income and help and serve other people at the same time.
What a wonderful way to be a role model. I mean, look what you're going to teach her, like, and what she could be capable of. And I love it because even I know it's a little TMI, but even right before I got on here with you, it's like, when you have kids, my little 4-year-old decides, she's got to poopy in the potty. And so that was like taking up a little bit, but it's like, you're right. It's also funny how things just work out too. Like everything just always has the way of working out when you come in with the right intentions, when you
And
are just deciding you're ready to pursue your dreams. You're ready to take action. It's like, yeah, it's not always easy. There's going to
no,
be challenges. There's going to be obstacles. There's going to have good days, bad days, but it also has a way of working out when you just keep showing up. Right. And I love that you make a good point with the having to be coachable and mentored. That really is important because, it allows you to really learn and grow in a way that will help you than if you're just like kind of like set in your ways. Nah, I'm not. I mean, if you're going to kind of be like that, then it's going to be hard to find success. It's going to be hard to get to where you're wanting to go, any goals that you have for yourself. So I think
absolutely.
that's incredible. And I have to say, I admire you, especially the fact that you are a mom with a newborn and you are doing this regardless. And I think that's such a beautiful message for so many out there because I feel the same way. I was working full time with 2 little ones at home and still on the side pursuing learning how to be a coach and doing all the work for that. And it was not always easy, but it was so
Yeah.
great. It felt so good. And I would get lost in that stuff so much. It was like it didn't feel like work a lot of times. That's
Yeah.
something true when you're doing something you're passionate about. It doesn't always feel like work.
Doesn't. It
Yeah.
doesn't work, and that's why I know it's a sustainable thing that I'm doing, and why so many people who, come into this business, like, it's for the long term because it's not just for today, but it's helping to really change, the trajectory of their families, like, finances for the long term, but it's something that they can pass on to their kids, like, at least I know for me, the business that I'm in, I can pass it on to my kids, and I love it so much that I'm never going to get bored of it. Like serving people and helping transform people's lives in their health and in their wealth. Like there's nothing more rewarding than getting on a call with a mom and saying like, thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you for encouraging me. Thank you for not letting me give up on myself because, I couldn't do X, Y, and Z before. And now I'm able to do that. And I don't have to worry about these things because, I walked through that open door. And, that's something that I would encourage for people to really take into account is when the door opens for you, like it's open, but you have to have that faith in order to walk through it and make things happen. And one decision can literally change the rest of your life. So that's what I did. And I'm so glad that I didn't let fear get in the way.
Attention, hardworking moms. Are you ready to kickstart your journey to a thriving online business? Introducing Learn and Earn Profits Online Max, a groundbreaking digital resale course that's revolutionizing success. Learn how to create your own funnel and sell this exact course, pocketing a whopping 100% of the profits. Yes, you heard that right, 100% yours. Lipo Max is an enhanced platform packed with incredible modules and valuable insights designed to elevate your online business game. Don't miss this chance to join a supportive community where hard work meets exceptional opportunities. Say goodbye to the hassle of creating courses from scratch. Lipo Max does the heavy lifting for you, empowering you to learn and earn in an environment tailored for your success. Act fast and secure your spot in this game-changing program and set yourself up for a prosperous life. Join the Lipo Max community today. Click on the link in the show notes to learn more or contact me today with any questions. Love it. No, I'm with you on that. And that's what I want to bring to the table with this podcast. And with what I do is like helping to encourage anyone listening that it's there. It's waiting for you. Go through it. Just do it. You're not going to regret it. You're not going to regret it, and get the support you need through it because it's very discouraging trying to do anything on your own and
Right.
not having that good support group, whether it be family, friends, getting a coach, getting a therapist, whatever you need for your particular situation. It's so important to not be afraid to ask for help and learn and grow in any way that you can, because that's what life's all about, really. And you know, you're just no wrong way with that, as long as you're just being true to yourself. And I just love this. Like we get to be ourselves and get to be real and get to just share so much. And I love to hear these stories. It's so inspiring, and I'm so excited for you and to see where you go as well. And if you were for the listeners out there too, is there any other type of advice or you would give to somebody right now who is like a new mom or just needing a little to pursue their dreams as well?
I would say that you deserve to live a life where you're thriving, and so do your children. And everything that you've ever desired is on the other side of fear. So even if you're feeling scared, even if you have, struggling, you're struggling with thoughts of inadequacy or I'm not this and I don't have this, feel the fear, but do it anyway, because you don't know what you're going to miss out on because you didn't take that step forward. And like I said, everything you've ever desired, financially, career wise, all of that happens when you take those leaps of faith. And you don't necessarily have to have the clear picture of what the final outcome is going to look like in order for you to do it. Because you fall in love with the process, because you become so empowered, you break off limiting beliefs, you renew your mind to become someone who's very confident in who they are. And once that process is coming along for you, you have the opportunity and the ability, and the most part, to pass that along to somebody else. And so it's not just about you. When you say yes to the call and you're living a life of purpose, you're impacting and creating a beautiful ripple effect, and know that you're not alone. Like, I have days where I don't necessarily feel as motivated, but because I'm surrounded by a great community, we help to encourage each other and to champion each other. And so I would say, do it. Walk through that door. Of course, make sure that it's the right one that aligns with your values, it aligns with what you desire to do, and get going, because you're going to regret not taking the chance and giving yourself the opportunity to show just how capable you are. And the best juice always comes when we're squeezed. So like it's always, when you're comfortable and you stay in your comfort zones, you just never really come into full self-actualization. So get out of the comfort zone, and you'll just be blown away by how much you can actually soar in life.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, thank you. It is so wonderful and so needed to hear. I don't care how many times you hear. You could say that all the time, every day, and somebody out there needs to hear that, because it is so
Absolutely.
true, and it's so you just don't even realize how capable. We don't realize how capable we are. And one of the things I was actually just talking about, that I'm doing a training tomorrow, and it's like I we as moms just make so much things happen all the time.
Mm,
And yet why don't we do it for ourselves? Why
right.
can't we take the time? We can make it happen, get in our house, clean, take care of the kids, doing this and this and that. But yet when it comes to self-care, it's like, why does that get put on the back burner when that really needs
Mhm.
priority? And so I love it. I love to see how there's, women like you who help us to, moms to find ways to earn that income, to help build themselves, to help grow, just to be healthy inside and out.
Yes, you're
That's,
worth it.
yeah, you are exactly. Everyone is, we matter.
You matter.
And life is short. I mean, it really does go by. You said you had an 11-year-old. Like, you understand that it just flies by. I mean, look at us now where we are. It's like I look back and I'm like, oh my goodness, like I got a 15-year-old. I got a 2-year-old too. It's like
Yeah.
it's like it's crazy just how much it's just everything's happening, and I certainly don't want to miss out. And I'm tired
Oh,
of, yeah, aren't you tired of this belief that you're just handed these cards? You're not, only a certain amount of people are lucky and get that success and blah blah blah. No, no, there's plenty for everyone, and this is why I believe too in us coming together and
yeah.
supporting and encouraging each other, because I think I've seen so much competitiveness and
Yes.
envy especially from women,
Yeah.
a lot in my lifetime. And so I was even afraid for so long to put myself out there and even supporting moms, because I was scared that I might, offend somebody else who was in that industry, or I would lose their friendship. But I realized, wait a minute, there's so many people out there who need this. It doesn't matter even if you have hundreds of clients. There's going to be thousands and thousands and millions of other people that only you can serve. Only
Yeah.
you.
So there's plenty out there for everyone, and we should all be helping to each other to grow and learn and be the best successful people that we're meant to be because we are.
100% agree with you. Agree with you. There's so much more that we can accomplish when we champion each other and we collaborate with one another because, like you said, there is enough to go around and nobody can do what you're meant to do that way that you're doing it. So even with other people, that I work alongside with, like they are meant to serve the people that are called to them and they're not, they're in their lane. So I don't feel threatened. I don't feel insecure about that because I know that if I'm just faithful to what my lane is and who I'm supposed to serve and how I'm supposed to show up for myself and know that I'm called to, there's always going to be enough. And as long as I'm, taking care of myself, yeah, which is so important as moms. Like a lot of moms struggle with that mom guilt, even for just like going out and getting, a cup of coffee with other kids or getting their nails done or whatever it is, working out. Like you need to really take care of yourself because that's how you're going to be able to show up best as a mom, as a wife, as a sister, whatever it is that your roles are. Like you really do have to put yourself first or your cup is going to run dry and you're going to have to play catch up later. And so all of these conversations that we're having and, connecting with the great community and a sisterhood is really, really important because it's a great reminder. Like, we can hear this every single day, but all of us, we have those days where we slip, and it's important to have those consistent reminders with people that actually walk the talk. So I'm
Oh
really
yeah.
grateful for this. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, like I said, I'm excited for you. You seem amazing. I love what you do. You're definitely amazing, and I think what you're going to be impacting so many women out there who need this. And that's what I'm about. It's what I do this for. So I'm again, tell us for anyone listening as well, how can they find you if they wanted to work with you?
So you can find me on Instagram at naturally.natalia. So there's just a little period in the middle, and Natalia is Natalia. And on Facebook, it's Natalia Lavaggi, Lavaggi.
Good. I will include all that in the show notes as well for you all. But like I said, I love these conversations. I love getting with women like you. I can't wait to share this each and every week. So it's so important. This is a great movement that we're all working towards. And is there anything else about your journey or anything else you'd like to share with us?
I mean, I think I've pretty much covered all the bases, but I would also say for people who, they take that leap of faith and they're feeling overwhelmed, like remember to take life one day at a time. I always remind people to take life one day at a time. Yes, it's really important to cast a vision and to have a trajectory of where you're going, but don't try to do everything all at once. Do things one day at a time and extend yourself grace. We as moms need to extend ourselves grace when we fall short, when we make mistakes. Everything is a learning experience, and we need to be more forgiving of ourselves and not beat ourselves up so much. So extend yourself that grace so that you don't carry that burden of like, oh, I shoulda, coulda, woulda. It's like, no, you did. And now you move forward and you take it, one day at a time. So everybody gets to the mountaintop one step at a time. So take it one step at a time, one day at a time, and make sure that you have the right people in your corner.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that right there says it all. It really does. And even like the way what you said earlier about the mom guilt too, I wanted to also point that out. Enough with that, right? It's so important to take the time, do what you got to do for yourself. Don't feel guilty. Your kids will understand and they'll actually respect you for that when they realize mommy's taking care of herself. Mommy's
Yeah.
doing this. I've been, it's funny because even with my daughter, who's 4 years old now, like now when we come home from pre-K, she's like, Mommy, I want to do yoga with you because she's seen me do yoga in the mornings. So I'll come home with her and we'll put the yoga on. And it's hilarious seeing her try to do the the little moves. And then I have my 2-year-old that thinks that, okay, like let me crawl under mom, let me crawl on top of her. It's so funny. I literally earlier today just was like, I wish I had a camera so people could see. I'm literally doing like a yoga move and I have 2 kids on my back crawling on me as I'm trying to do this. And I'm like, those are the moments though, like those are such beautiful memories. They're fun. It's good for the kids to see that you're taking care of yourself. Yes,
Yeah.
am I not really I mean, I have opportunities to do yoga by myself, definitely, and I do take that. But you know what? Those moments are fun too, and I'm still doing something for myself.
Mhm.
Also,
Mhm.
having fun with it. So there's many ways that you can go about, doing stuff for yourself while,
Yeah.
being a mom there's always options. And if you need any
Yes.
personal assistant, you come and talk to me in Natalia.
Yeah. That's right. You're worthy of all of that. Like, that's the thing too. We need to be reminded that you're loved and that you're worthy and that you're enough just as you are. That's it. What period point blank, this world of social media, we're constantly being bombarded with all these images that aren't even real. And it's just like a highlight reel. But that's another thing too, that I don't mind, sharing some of the struggles, sharing some of the challenges of, being a mom and being an entrepreneur. But, social media or any platform that you have shouldn't be used to compare. It should be used to empower, to enlighten, to, uplift people, but also to meet people where they're at, and say, like, it's okay. Like, we all have our moments, we all have our days, and you just pick yourself back up. Never quit, never quit. Like, entrepreneurship, like, I can't even tell you how many things I tried before I've landed in this place where I feel like I'm where I'm supposed to be, but I never quit, So that's also another important thing to remember. Never quit and, use the influence and the platforms that you have, even if it's just, your own boundary for good, and that you're enough as you are.
I love it. Yeah. So that is so important right there. Because you're right. This journey is not easy, but it's so worth it. It's so worth it. It's like you put in the time for a shorter period of time instead of spending your whole life, like you say, working at 9 to 5, that working for somebody else to be rich while you barely get by. It's worth putting in the time for and just figuring out for yourself what's your unique purpose? What can you do? And then work on making it happen and giving
Yeah.
yourself that time to let it happen, let people get to know you, build
Yeah.
your business, and then bam. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'll get there.
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
yeah. It's all about how you show up, and like you say, just never give up. Never give up.
Never give up. Like,
Love
you'll
that.
never regret investing in yourself. Investing in yourself is the most fruitful investment you'll ever make, and you'll never not get an ROI. You'll never not get a return on investment when you invest in yourself. And so, there's always going to be people as well, like when maybe you are walking into entrepreneurship and you're doing something out of the box where, there's going to be people that are like, oh, why are you doing that? Like, it triggers their insecurities and their fears, and they might want to deter you or discourage you because they're projecting their own fears. But, like, there's so many things that you could be missing out on because you're letting other people talk you out. But just keep your eyes focused on the fact that you can. And even if it's something out of your comfort zone, like, if you're investing in yourself, you're never going to be disappointed. You're always going to learn something. There's always going to be something that you're going to be able to take along with you in the next step of your journey. And, instead of coming into it with a dubious mind of like, oh, is this a scam? Does this actually work? Like, is this, people say that to me all the time with my business. Like, is this a pyramid scheme? I'm like, absolutely not. But, I kind of see a lot of other things, more traditional things in the world, more of a pyramid scheme, because so many people do end up at the top and people stay at the bottom and there's no room for growth. Whereas when you do take a leap of faith and you kind of get out of your comfort zone, there's really no cap. There's really no limitations as to how much you can grow, especially in the world of entrepreneurship, because you are your own boss. And so there's no limits. There really is no limits of how much you can grow. And it's not even just about the money, but how much you can develop as a human being. There's no cap. And that's something that I absolutely love and like to see people's minds renewed. And they're like, wait, actually, I was more in the pyramid scheme before than I am now because like I'm growing so much. I never knew this was possible. So it's really cool to see that transformation happen in people too.
But yes, you're absolutely right. Like that is something that I feel like is the hard part of it. And, excuse me, I just got like a crazy tickle in my throat.
Okay.
Of course I would. Mm. But you're right, though. It's like that feeling of it being, a scam and a pyramid scheme. I see that a lot. And it's like, and excuse me, at the end of the day, it's all about you and what you want to create. And
Yeah,
all these people are really trying to do, a lot of times, what we're trying to do is just help you find your way.
exactly.
It's not saying you have to do it this way. You should do it this way. It's like, these are options for you.
Yeah,
Do it this way, but make it your own. Find
exactly.
what works for you and just get that encouragement and that support because it isn't easy,
Yeah,
especially when you're starting out. And that's why we're there to help
yeah,
guide you and to keep you going
yeah.
because a lot of times you're the one who's getting in your way half the time.
Yes.
We get in our own way, and that's the hard part. And that's why it's so important to have that. So I love it. Thank you again for everything you shared and told us about your journey. And just, I love, like I said, again, what you do. And I really do appreciate you taking time to be here on the show and share with everybody as well.
Absolutely. Thank you again for having me. And I look forward to connecting with anyone that, reaches out. It's like all it takes is like one little step that can really change the rest of your life, for your health and your wealth for generations to come. So again, thank you for inviting me. I look forward to connecting with the people on your platform too and championing other sisters along the way.
Absolutely. Yes. And please do go leave us a review. Talk to us. We'll want to check in with you, see how you feel about what we talked about today, or, share with us your journey, your story.
Yeah,
Let us know what you're struggling with. We want to help empower you and encourage you in any way that we can.
absolutely. Thank you again. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
You have a good day as well. Thanks
Take
again for
care.
being here. Take care.
Here are the key takeaways from today's episode. Life isn't about being perfect. It's about progress. Accept that mistakes happen and use them as opportunities to learn and grow. Just like plants need water to thrive, we need self-care to flourish. Make time for activities that rejuvenate your mind, body, and soul. Don't hesitate to lean on friends, family, or professionals when you need help. Asking for support is a sign of strength, not weakness. Cultivate an attitude of gratitude by focusing on the positive aspects of your life. This simple habit can significantly improve your overall well-being. Know your limits and communicate them clearly to others. Setting boundaries is essential for maintaining healthy relationships and preserving your mental health. Life is full of unexpected twists and turns. Instead of resisting change, learn to adapt and embrace new opportunities as they arise. Take time to acknowledge and celebrate your achievements, no matter how small they may seem. Recognizing your progress can boost your confidence and motivation. Remember, life is a journey, not a destination. By incorporating these insights into your daily life, you can navigate challenges more effectively and live a more fulfilling and balanced life. Be sure to share this episode with anyone you feel would benefit from listening. I can't thank you all enough for tuning in with me each week. Please be sure to leave me a review or a 5-star rating on Spotify. Your feedback and support is much appreciated. Be sure to join me for my free workshop coming up in May, where I help mom entrepreneurs get the guidance and genuine support you deserve as you take action towards creating the successful business and life you desire and deserve. You can sign up for the free Mompreneur Mastery Guide and get on our waitlist to stay updated on details. I am excited to help you get that jump start and the motivation you need to push through the obstacles and challenges and work towards the goals you set. Let us, radiant moms, continue to rise and live life to the fullest. Until next time, much love.